finally, Amazon.sa or Amazon KSA is open for sellers who do not reside in KSA. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the potential. Should you or shouldn't you register as a seller in KSA, in Amazon KSA? What are the steps? And all the information about taxes, VAT, and anything related to Amazon.sa. All you need to do is keep on watching. So KSA is arguably the biggest marketplace for Amazon in the Middle East. Statistics show that around 33 million people currently reside in Saudi Arabia. 30 million of those are active internet users, and the number is set to become 36 million by the year 2025. So the potential is big, and yes, there is a lot of money to be made if you want to basically have an e-commerce or any type of online business in KSA. However, there are a few pitfalls before you decide whether you should or shouldn't, or even before you open your account on Amazon.sa. First off, let's talk about how you register your account on Amazon.sa. All you need to do is you need to visit services.amazon.sa. When you visit services.amazon.sa, you need to click the Start Selling button. Now, Amazon.sa is an independent marketplace, so it's not linked to Amazon.ae, it's not linked to Amazon UAE, so you will need to register. Even if you do sell on Amazon in the Middle East, which is Amazon UAE, you need to register as a new seller for Amazon KSA as well. So you register just like any other Amazon. However, before you do that, let's take a look at the list of countries that you either need to be a resident of or you need to be a national of if you want to sell on Amazon KSA. Those are the eligible countries. So for each and every marketplace on Amazon, there's a list of eligible countries that are allowed to register on that marketplace. For various reasons, we don't really know why, there's not a lot of countries that are actually eligible to sell on Amazon.sa, a little bit less than the list that is eligible for Amazon.ae. Now, as you can see, obviously, the United Arab Emirates is one of those countries, as well as Austria, China, Czech Republic, Egypt, and a few other countries. If you reside in one of those countries, or if you are a national of one of these countries, then you are ready and able to register on Amazon.sa as a seller. So all you need to do is to start selling, enter in an email and a password, and just follow the steps. Now, here is where you need to decide whether you want to register as an individual or if you want to register as a business entity. Now, on Amazon.sa, very similar to Amazon.ae, there's only one type of account, and that account is a professional account. So there is no individual account, there is no other type of account. The only type of account that is currently available is the professional type of account, which is the best type of account on Amazon because it allows you to do ads, to do bulk uploads, and so many other things. And the good news is the account is free. So as of filming this video, the account, there is no monthly fee, whereas on Amazon.com for the same type of account, you'd have to pay around $40 every single month, whether you do sell or you don't sell. So I would suggest that you go ahead and register as soon as you can, just so you have that out of the way. So again, let's go back to registering whether you want to register as an individual or a business entity. If you want to register as an individual, then you would need to provide identification, either an ID or a passport with all the information related to those documents. You will also need to verify your address. Now, the way that you verify your address on Amazon is through either a bank statement, a credit card statement, or a utility bill. Any of those three are acceptable, and any of those three need to have your address and the address that you enter into Amazon, as well as your name. So they have to be under your name. So if you don't pay the gas bill, for example, you obviously cannot use the utility bill. Now, if you want to open your account, to register your seller account as a business entity, then all you really need is your business registration certificate or your business license, and you need the ID, whether that be an ID or a passport, of the owners of that company, owners or owners of that company, just to verify that they are the ones who are opening the company, and that's it. You do not need a utility bill or a bank statement or a credit card statement, unless Amazon asks you later on for those, because they just want to verify 100% that you are who you say you are. Now, these steps are normally somewhat sellers don't really like them. However, these steps are very important when you are registering as a seller, steps of providing all the necessary documentation, because they leave out the people who are not eligible to register. So you don't want people selling on Amazon who aren't there to actually sell and make money and provide people with wonderful products. So if they're not eligible to sell on Amazon, you want Amazon to have a process where they vet people and they decide whether they do fit the mold of being a successful seller on Amazon, yes or no. Now, after you follow all the steps, there is a 2 to 5 day wait until you get an email telling you that, yes, congratulations, now you're an Amazon.sa seller, or asking you for additional documentation because there's something wrong with the documents that you have provided. Anyways, it doesn't take a very long time to open your account on Amazon. So again, I tell you to go ahead and try to do it right now. Now that your account on Amazon.sa is open, the next step is to enter a deposit method, basically a bank account that Amazon will send your money to. For each and every marketplace, Amazon has a certain number of currencies, or certain currencies rather, that are accepted, where Amazon will be willing to send your money over to the bank account in that country under that currency. So the list in Amazon KSA is pretty short, to be quite honest. So if you don't have a bank account in the United Kingdom or in the United States, and you probably are a seller on Amazon UAE and you live in the UAE, you need to have a way to bypass this issue, maybe by opening an account on something like TransferWise or Payoneer, because those are acceptable on Amazon.sa. Last but certainly not least, VAT. If you do not reside in Amazon KSA and you want to sell on Amazon KSA, then you are required to register for VAT. To talk a little bit more about VAT registration in KSA, I did an interview with Sajith, audit manager from JAXA Chartered Accountant. Let's see what Sajith has to say about VAT registration in KSA. So Sajith, thank you so much for once again helping me out with everything related to VAT and all the taxes and everything. So let's get started with the most asked question, and I guess that's the most frequent email that you guys at JAXA receive as well. Most importantly, something new that has just developed, the ability to be able to sell on Amazon, the newly opened Amazon KSA, as a non-resident of KSA. So, so for everybody who's watching this, and they are people living in the UAE, or if they live in other countries, but primarily, mostly everybody's living in the UAE who watches us, they want to open an account as a seller account on Amazon KSA, which is a different marketplace. And now they want to be sellers, obviously non-resident sellers. What about the VAT in KSA?
KSA, I've just studied the KSA regulation or the publication just for academic purposes. So I don't actually handle the KSA, but from what I've read and what I've understood from the KSA publications, the regulations are quite similar to UAE, in the sense that if you are a non-KSA resident seller, and the moment you start selling to a non-VAT registered customer in KSA, then even in KSA, your obligation to get registered starts from then onwards.
Yeah.
So again, similar to UAE, you need to see who your customer is, and if your customer is a non-VAT registered customer and the goods are sold on FBA basis, then you will have a obligation to get registered for KSA VAT. Now, in KSA VAT registration purposes, what the publication released by the authority has said is that for a non-resident to get registered and to comply with the VAT, you need to have a local legal representative. So in the sense that it may not be possible for you to directly apply and get VAT registration and make payments, etc. So you need to have a local representative in KSA who will take care of the compliance matters on your behalf. So that is one specific distinction what I've seen between UAE and KSA.
Yeah.
So you need to make sure that you have someone on the ground in KSA handling all the compliance matters for you.
Yeah, because just to make it clear, in case if it wasn't already, in the UAE, you can just log into the FTA website and make the application all by yourself. Well, obviously, it takes a little bit of skill, but technically, you can do it all by yourself and nothing, no issues whatsoever. It's fully an online process. And as you clearly explained, you also can automate the way that you pay the VAT. The KSA regulations are a little bit more standard, how they are operated in probably other countries, which means you need somebody who will be doing this for you, probably somebody that is authorized by, in KSA at least.
Yeah. See, what maybe the local UAE authority might take a leaf out of the KSA regulation, where they say that they can bring in a change saying that a non-resident UAE seller would also need to have someone over here in UAE representing them. But as of now, they have not given any guidance like that. Whatever publications they have released, they have not specified like that. But maybe perhaps that is the logical step that the authority may take, because it also helps the non-resident sellers to have someone on the ground handling all the matters for you, rather than them trying to find out what to do, how to do, etc. So that is a logical step, but as of now, they have not given any information like that. So that can be expected, or maybe they will have in their conversations with Amazon, they will figure out a way to assist the sellers to be more in compliance with the local regulations.
For sure. As always, Sajid, thank you so much for your information and your clarity.
Sure.
I will leave your email on the screen so that people can flood you with their requests, as always. Thank you so much for your time, and thank everyone at the whole team at JAXA. You guys are, helping a lot the Amazon sellers community, and you're always available to answer questions and help people out, because I think that taxes in general is a very hard thing for a lot of people to understand, especially entrepreneurs. We're more focused on making money and selling and all of that rather than paying taxes. So thank you so much.
True. I mean, anytime, I'm willing to help anytime. So